Think we're on? Good. Hello and welcome to Game Week 14. This is FFM Live. It's Saturday afternoon now. Courtesy there's no early game, so we have a bit of a lie-in. We can actually look ahead to the game week after, clear our heads a little bit and spend even more time debating which transfers to make, who to captain, and all that stuff. Before I get started looking at my team, hopefully I get a chance to look at some of your teams before the deadline as well. But what I wanted to do, again, I've highlighted this last week, especially if you follow me on Twitter, you'd have seen this plenty of times. But I wanted to just highlight this once again, this Vidi printer where FPL Alerts, a guy I follow on Twitter as well, and I've recommended him in the past, basically has built this web page where you'll get all of your FPL alerts, so goals, bonus points, assists, whatever, in the form of this Vidi printer style CFAX page. It works on your phone as well, so I've highlighted this as well. For those who've not seen it before, look at this. What I recommend you do is bookmark this. I've actually got to go out during the games, so I'm not going to be able to follow everything on Twitter, whatever, so I want to look at this for all of my updates. Amazing work by FPL Alerts. And again, I just wanted to give that a little bit of a plug for Game Week 14. So I highly recommend you check that out. There should be a link in the description below this video. Go check that out. But anyway, now it's Game Week 14. I want to have a look back and show you how I did. I did okay. Obviously, the most disappointing thing for me, being an Aston Villa fan, was the fact they fell apart against Everton, as pretty much everyone predicted. What's going on? I had Lukaku in there, got a decent amount of points, and I went brave and captained Coleman, thinking that it could be a differential. If Lukaku maybe blanked, then Coleman was pretty much, unfortunately, guaranteed to get the clean sheet. And the way he plays, he does go forward quite a lot. So that explains why I put Coleman as captain, if you're wondering. Decent enough points from him. Obviously, there's a 2-point difference between Lukaku and Coleman, so I got the kind of captain pick wrong. But otherwise, the team did okay, I feel. Not too bad. Just one other thing. You can let me know what you think about my team, or obviously any questions you've got about your teams. There should be a live chat function over on the side or below if you're on mobile, I think. Feel free to jump in there and then chat away about either your team or my team as well. Any criticism on this team I can handle, so please be brutally honest, it's fine. I went with the tactic of captaining someone who was playing against Aston Villa. The pure reason was I wanted to jinx my fantasy team so that Villa did well. Maybe you don't agree with that logic, but it works for me. And if there was a player I had in my team this week that played against Villa, I probably would go and captain him. So for those of you who've got Igalo for Watford, then maybe it's time to captain him this week. If you want to help Villa win, that is. It's not time quite yet for Brad Guzan to be captain. I know some people who follow me on Twitter maybe think I should actually get behind my team and captain the Villa player. I've only got the one. I'll get to my team in a second, but I'm not going to captain Brad Guzan. That would just be madness. But saying that, I did actually, looking ahead, I did put this vote up on my Twitter asking what I should do if I brought in Aguero for a 4-point hit. It's pretty obvious that he should be captained, but a lot of you are going for the captain Guzan option, which, is a bit funny. I'm not going to go down that route, but I thank you all for taking part in this poll. Anyway, one other thing, looking at I wanted to do with this stream as well, is to look at my league. So if you've not signed up for this yet, you can do so. I mean, I still haven't really figured out when I'm going to close it. There should be another link in the description below this as well. Plenty of time to join in. As I say, if you miss out this week and you're watching the recording of this stream, then it doesn't matter. Feel free to just jump in at any time in the league. That's fine. And why I bring up the subject of the league is actually for something new in Game Week 14. that I'm very excited about, and I'm hoping that you are as well, if you're watching this and you're a part of my league, is that I'm actually giving away a prize this week. So yeah, you get an option to, I mean, if you actually score the most points in this game week, so looking at the game week totals here, I mean, well, Callum, who's top of the table, out of these 10, would have been the highest scoring in the game week. Now, I have actually looked through the league and picked out the team that would have been the highest scoring in the game week from my league. So I'll just bring that up now. So apologies, I think this is, David Hogburn, I think his name is. Apologies for pronunciation being wrong. But just to highlight that this team over here would have actually won the competition last week if I were to run it then. But yeah, no prizes for this team. But this is just to highlight how it's going to work with the competition that I'm running for my league this week. So basically, this is like the example. Now, I'm not saying that you have to play all your chips or whatever. Like, it's just to highlight what would have won last week. Now, I'll do a follow-up video either Monday or Tuesday highlighting which team has won the competition. But I think some of you have already seen what the prize is. It's going to be like this t-shirt or a different color if you want. But yeah, we'll be in touch anyway, or I'll try and get in touch with you, whoever wins this competition. So yeah, as I said, I'm really excited about this. I think it's a good way for me to kind of give back a little bit for the guys that have signed up for my league, especially like from week one. I know there are a lot of you either on this stream or, as I say, watching the recording that have been with me from the very first week. So yeah, I appreciate all of your support as well. And yeah, I really like this shirt. I mean, you're not going to get this one because this is mine. I'm keeping that. But I just wanted to highlight what the prize could be. So yeah, on the back of that, I am actually in the competition and I am trying to win it myself. And this is the team that I'm going to go with for game week 14. So yeah, I've got Brad Guzan in goal. So he is there. He could potentially be captain if I go and change it in the 20 minutes we've got left before the deadline. I'm not 100% sure on who to captain, to be honest. I've flipped when I brought it. Basically, the transfers that I made were Memphis and Aguero in for Martial and KDB. Now, I kind of panicked after game week 13 and brought in those two. I think it was actually on the Sunday night or the Monday night. I kind of panicked and wanted to get Aguero in because obviously he scored against Liverpool and obviously we know what he's capable of. He can do a lot of damage. And KDB's been kind of misfiring, and at the time, Martial was injured as well. And obviously, Memphis scored for United last weekend, so it made sense at the time. But now that we have Martial is 100% available over that injury, and yeah, does that mean that Memphis then doesn't play? I don't know. But yeah, then after making these changes, I wanted to put Memphis as captain just because, again, I'm thinking like it could be a differential if you have everyone who's going to try and bring in Aguero now he's back. I've seen that a lot anyway. So I wanted to pick a captain that maybe does better potentially and that no one else picks as captain because then if he does well, then that means I should jump higher up the rankings. That's the theory. Anyway, it didn't really work out 100% well for me last week because Coleman didn't outscore Lukaku. But now, if I go with Mahrez as my captain, as you can see here, then all I need him to do is outscore Aguero. So I think that can happen. Obviously, Vardy is still going for the record, which, yeah, would be awesome if he does it. And could it even sway like the decisions if Leicester were to get a penalty, for instance? Would Mahrez give it to Vardy again? Would that happen? So, yeah, I'm still not 100% sure. We've got 20 minutes to go. I might change this lineup. I might change the captain. I'm still not 100% sure. But basically, if you guys can help me, I'm kind of keeping half an eye on the live chat as well. If you can let me know what you would do in this situation. I want to jump up the rankings as much as possible. And I want to win that competition as well because I want to buy one of those t-shirts. for myself anyway. Um, yeah, so I guess I'll decide. It'll come to me. I hope I'll get inspired by either your your advice in the chat, or if someone tweets me a solid argument as to why I should captain one player over another. It's all welcome. Bring it on. All the advice you can offer, because I need it. Looking at my overall rank, 400k at the moment, it shows I'm not definitely not an expert on this. I just love talking about it. That's it. I mean, I was even looking at playing Walker ahead of Azpilicueta as well. So obviously, looking back to last week, let's just bring that up again. Azpilicueta brought in a solid 1 point for the 1 minute that he played when Jose brought him on at the very last second. And I did actually have Walker on the bench as well. So he obviously scored and got 7 points. So that would have been nice to have him in the team. So I don't know. Chelsea, Tottenham, massive game. But are Chelsea going to come back and score? So, again, not sure. Looking at this team, I'm in an R because I even want to play Lanzini, but then Cabaye going up against Newcastle, his old club, should then do well. Palace at home, Pardew effect. Yeah, so that's why I've got Cabaye in there. I guess the only one I'm thinking about dropping would maybe be Mata, actually, the more I think about it. But then I'm expecting a goal fest at Old Trafford. I'm expecting the Leicester defence to be pretty shaky. I'm expecting United to actually finally kind of come all guns blazing. That's why Mata's in there still. It's a tough one, but I'm pretty happy with this lineup, kind of. Anyway, I'm 50-50 at the moment. I guess by the end of this stream, we'll know exactly which lineup I go with. But anyway, that's it. I want to have a look as well. I think it's time to take a look at some of your teams, because enough about me basically. I'm kind of and ahhing about all the different permutations I could make and different transfers I could do, different captain picks. So I want some inspiration. So if you want to get involved and like Sves here, you can tweet me at JoeRyan365 with a screenshot of your team, and that will really initially help me with just seeing how everyone else is planning for the game week 14. So looking at Sves's team, going for Lukaku captain. Now I kind of wish I did that last week because it did pay off. And obviously Everton are on fire at the moment and they've got a really nice run of games. Bournemouth not really looking that solid, so it makes sense to have Lukaku in there. I just want to make sure that I'm not actually getting in the way. Good. So let me just go back. There we go. Cool. So very nice front line with Kane in there as well. And you've gone for the Dyer at the back. I mean, that looks pretty solid to me, actually. I can understand why you're still debating on the captain pick. I mean, as I've kind of just already said, I am not 100% sure on mine either. So at the moment, it's on Mahrez. Now, if I carry on talking and forget to make any changes, then I'll be locked in with Mahrez. So as you can see from my team, that's how it looks right now. So at the moment, I'm going to stay with that. If I do get any decent advice, or if I see a trend where everyone else is kind of doing the same thing, then I might switch up to someone else. But anyway, sorry. Good luck with your team, Sves. Thanks a lot for the tweet. And Aaron as well, going down the Lukaku route. I think it makes sense. I can understand why you're doing that. So, not bad, actually, that team. And obviously you got the strong midfield with Özil and Sanchez in there. Now, I did take out De Bruyne for Memphis. So, obviously, I'm hoping for Memphis to outscore KDB. But we'll see about that. Question mark, I guess, again over Sanchez. Now, I've had a question mark over him for the last, 4 or 5 weeks, because surely he's due a rest at some point. And I guess that explains why he's 75% availability right now. But I wouldn't put it past Wenger to play him and for Sanchez to then do really well, especially away at Norwich. Yeah, so I've still not got any Arsenal players. I know I've got a couple of mates who are Arsenal fans asking me why I haven't touched them yet. Well, I'm just expecting them to drop off at some point. They seem to do that quite regularly, where they start the season off really well, but then drop off maybe after Christmas. And maybe I'm just anticipating that a little bit too soon. Maybe I should have had some Arsenal players in my team by now, but I still haven't, and there's nothing really that kind of makes me want to put any Arsenal players in right now. I am looking more at Man City. I'm looking at United as well, hoping that they do well and also carrying on. I mean, you've got to get on Leicester as well, and they're unstoppable at the moment. And I think, with Sves's picture, he kind of sums that up quite nicely. So will he get the record? Will he break it? It will be amazing for him if he does. Some achievement, but we'll see. Adriel, thanks for your tweet and also having a look at your team. So Aguero and Balassi in for Pella and De Bruyne. Yeah, pretty decent. Obviously, Pella's suspended. So I did a video, was it last week or a couple of weeks ago, talking about the suspension tightrope and how there are players that are actually, potentially in doubt over the amount of yellow cards they've got, and Pella was one of them. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't one that I featured in my video, so apologies to anyone who was looking at that and trying to take advice from it. I missed out Pella. He was actually on the list I should have included him. I think I actually did talk about him, but then cut that out of the video, so my bad on that one. But that's something to consider, is that, players do rack up yellow cards, and if they get booked for 5 times, then they're going to be banned for the next game. So it's one to consider. But Balassi coming in is an interesting one. I think they should do pretty well against Newcastle. Again, the Pardew effect. And I'm guessing, I don't know your overall points, but I'm guessing maybe you're going down the same route as me, trying to make up ground on some of the leaders. So that may explain the captaincy here of Özil. And obviously now the one big omission that I can see in this team would be Mahrez. Wow. So I'm actually thinking of captaining him myself. But I don't know if you're in the live chat, Adriel, sorry. If you can actually just maybe explain why you're benching Mahrez. I know, you've got Rojo in there as well, who I think I've seen on Twitter anyway is pretty much ruled out for this week. So that might just be one to keep an eye on. Maybe swap in Walker. Maybe even consider the all-out attack chip. So for me, this one is really good if you do have like a defensive crisis. Then you can actually then switch up. You can play 2 at the back and then bring on Mahrez for the injured Rojo. Now, I'm not going to be telling people you have to do it. I mean, it's completely up to you. But it's just, it's a tactic that's there if you're worried about the defenders and worried about getting Mahrez on. Could be something to consider. But interesting, you've not played any chips yet, so that's pretty good. I've played my triple captain, for those who didn't know. It went okay, but not brilliant. But anyway, thanks for your tweet anyway, and good luck for the game week. And Bartek, cannot wait for game week 14. I think we're all pretty much in the same boat with that one. So now the games are coming in thick and fast. It's really good to get all this Premier League football in. No more international breaks for a while, so happy days. We're going to have Premier League throughout pretty much every weekend now, and I'll be doing either streams like this or videos about my team individually throughout the season. That's the goal anyway. So I'm with you. Can't wait for the game week, and let's have a look at your team. So again, another one going for Lukaku captain. And unlucky with your goalkeeper choice, I have to say, because Villa are going to win today. No clean sheet points here for Gomez. That's not going to happen. Disclaimer, I'm a Villa fan. But anyway, I'll be playing Butlands just because, I want Villa to win. So, that's my only kind of recommendation there. We'll be swapping the keepers around. But then, you look at my keeper situation, it's not brilliant either. And if I had a Gallo, then I would probably captain him, just because if he fails, that means Villa should have done well. But anyway, no, enough of that. Decent enough team. Again, I can't tell where you are in the rankings, but it looks pretty solid to me. Marino is an interesting one. I think a lot of people have been talking about him or bringing him in just because of Liverpool's run of games coming up, and yeah, it's pretty cheap as well. I think Chief actually talked about him on his solo radio show last night. So if you want to go check that out, go follow FPL Hints on Twitter. Worth a listen, worth a follow for sure. He's actually a bit better than me at FPL, so if you want to ask him any questions, then go ahead and do that. Okay, let me just jump over to the live chat quickly just to make sure that everything is still working. And also, if anyone's got any questions for me, then please throw them into the comments or the live chat. Cool. So yeah, people are saying hi. Thanks. Vardy scores when he wants. Mahrez won't do anything. Someone, yeah, get Lanzini on for Depay or Mata. They were both blank. So I guess you're expecting maybe a 0-0 at Old Trafford. Is that right? Sorry, yeah, at Leicester. Yeah, good point. Anyway, that shows how much I've been paying attention. Drop Mahrez. I can't do it. Cannot do that. I just can't. Cool. So there's lots of people asking questions as well. Yeah, feel free to carry on the chat between you guys. It would actually help me out because I've got quite a lot going on my side. So it will help me out if you do, kind of keep the chat going amongst yourselves. And thanks for the clarification that it is at the King Power. It's Leicester at home tonight against United. Jeez. My credibility is out the window, but I can handle that. Chelsea 1905, I think he's actually also active on YouTube. I've not actually seen his videos, sorry, but I know, yeah, you've been commenting before. So yeah, go check him out if you're a Chelsea fan, I'm guessing. But yeah, thanks for the tweet and thanks also for your team. So again, going for Özil, captain, popular choice, or the assists that he's racking up, then it makes sense to captain him. Yeah, you got Rojo on the bench. And wow, looking at that bench, interesting with the injuries and suspensions. Definitely not a time to play the bench boost. One piece of advice. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, you got Zuma, whatever. Stones as well, like him, think he's a very good player. And yeah, I guess there's an interesting one there between Cech and Howard. I mean, strong lineup there you've got for keeper-wise. I would probably play Howard myself, but it's coin flip between the two. Otherwise, pretty decent lineup actually. Wijnaldum, yeah, obviously he had the big haul the other week, but is he going to do it again anytime soon? Maybe Palace away is a good one. I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, pretty solid lineup, and I can't really make any suggestions. That looks really good to me. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. It'll be interesting as well if you can maybe just include where you're ranked as well, just to give other people a bit of context to either say where you're ranked in my league or how many points you've got overall. Yeah, that'd be quite handy. Cool. Tony, hello. Hello to Norway, right? From Denmark. I'm in Denmark. I think, Tony, you're in Norway. So hello, and thanks for the tweet. Couldn't afford Aguero. Yeah, that was a big one actually for me, was trying to figure out how you're going to afford bringing in Aguero. I think he's essential. Obviously, I had KDB in my team previously, took him out, brought in Memphis, had Marshall, took him out, brought in Aguero. So yeah, I can understand why you're hoping he doesn't score. But yeah, who to captain, Tony? Well, I mean, yeah, is Sanchez a doubt? I don't know. I haven't really been following the Arsenal press conferences or anything like that. I know some people have said that Sanchez probably will play. So, yeah, all I could recommend really is probably flip a coin between those two, because they're both away, both at relatively easier fixtures. So, yeah, I can see why you'd pick out both of those. So, yeah, sorry, I can't pick a captain between Lukaku and Sanchez. I think you've got it right. Either way, so you should probably be happy with either selection. But for me, if I had this team, I would be picking Ighalo as my captain, just because I want him to fail and help Villa win. Something's got to give. Something's going to happen. Villa have got to do well at some point. Please. Anyway. But yeah, Tony, thanks a lot for getting in touch. And good luck for the game week. No beer for me today because, like I say, I've got to go out and actually do stuff soon. So yeah, I won't be sticking around with a beer this week, but maybe next week we can do that. Cool. But yeah, thanks a lot for the tweet and good luck. Any more teams? So Joey, buying one ASAP. I'm hoping you're referring to the FFM shop, which I might as well give another plug to. I mean, yeah, for those who missed my intro, I am going to be giving away one of these t-shirts to the highest scoring team of the game week this week. So yeah, I've done another video on that, so I'm not going to be spending too much time in this stream talking about that, but the link's in the description if you want to see more about that. But yeah, good man. Anyway, let's get to James's team. James, thanks a lot for tweeting. I know you've been commenting a lot on my YouTube videos, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, I think you've been around from near enough the start. Definitely the start of FFM Live anyway. So yeah, let's have a look at your team. So again, another one going Özil captain. So that seems to be the most popular choice. It's between Özil and Lukaku. So not many people are captaining Aguero. I've not actually seen many people with Aguero yet. Now I've got him. I'm still unsure if I'm going to captain him. I've got 3 minutes to go. So yeah, I don't know. Mahrez or Aguero, I don't know. But as it stands, I'm going for Mahrez myself. Just to check who you've got on the bench. Yeah, again, pretty tough decision between the keepers, Cech and Butland. Really like Jack Butland. Now, I'm originally from just outside Cheltenham in England, and Jack Butland did play for Cheltenham at one point. So yeah, bit of a soft spot for him. I'm hoping he does very well in his career. Nothing against Peter Cech. It's just a bit more connection with Butland. So yeah, I would kind of maybe consider that switch, but it's completely up to you. And on the bench, Gomes, yeah, I can understand why he's benched when you've got these two as well. And Barkley in there, nice. So I don't know if you had Barkley last week. If you did, well done. Yeah, that was annoying. For me, as a Villa fan, not your team. But yeah, anyway, thanks a lot for the tweet and good luck. And so yeah, just get to a couple more. We've got 2 minutes to go before the deadline. So if I can get through these a bit quickly. Wow, another one, benching Mahrez. Seems to be a popular decision. That's two now out of the teams I've looked at who are benching Mahrez. Probably, for me, the best player in the Premier League at the moment. Yeah, well, definitely Leicester are the most entertaining team to watch anyway. I've watched a few of their games. I mean, their defence has been shaky, but their attacking has been amazing. So in terms of entertainment value, then for me, Mahrez and Vardy, that combo, I mean, I'm going to have to play them because I just really like it. 1 minute to go. Do I switch up my team? Do I? No, that's it. I'm going to stick with Mahrez. I'm done. I'm going to stick with him. Yeah, hands off. I'm not going to touch that team now. I am locked in just to make sure. Yeah, good. Okay. Done. Mahrez. Okay. Let's support him all day. But anyway, yeah, thanks a lot for the tweet and good luck for the game week. Lukaku, again, Özil, captain, very popular choice. Actually, James, we've already looked at that. Aaron, now just giving the points. Okay, so Aaron's, very good. 703 overall. What am I? If I just bring up my team from last week. So what am I? Yeah, so I'm 658 overall. 400k, not amazing. Yeah, there you go. So that's actually my team. And now, hands off, 2 o'clock has passed. We're locked in. So yeah, looking ahead then, this is going to be my team for game week 14. Now, I do appreciate all of the comments that have come in on the live chat as well. Yeah, cool. Okay. Sorry, I am just having a look through, just seeing if there's any questions for me. Delafeu or Barkley? Well, I would have gone Barkley. Yeah, Igalo still seems to be a hidden gem, says Aaron. Interesting. I'm hoping he fails today against Villa. So, yeah. Is it even today? God. I'm all over the place at the moment with fixtures. Obviously, yeah. So, Villa, Watford today. Jeez. Sorry about that. Tell you what, while we're here, while the deadline is now passed, we'll have a look at the fixtures. Maybe think about predictions. I don't know. That's the thing now. Now the deadline is passed. It's like it's almost too late to go back. So no one's going to be making any changes from now on. But I mean, we can still talk about the games. Still talk about where the points are coming from anyway. So obviously Villa, Watford, Igalo is going to fail. Gomez is going to concede at least 2 or 3. Villa are going to win. Brad Guzan's going to keep a clean sheet. Obviously, we'll see about that. Bournemouth, Everton. I mean, Everton, their form at the moment, they should roll over Bournemouth. I expect, high scoring affair as well because Everton have been looking actually pretty sharp in terms of finishing. So let's go for Everton win, maybe 3-1. Matt Ritchie probably will score for Bournemouth. People who get that from my very first video will understand why I kind of have a soft spot for Matt Ritchie. Randomly, I don't even know. I've never even seen him play before the first week of the season. But anyway, like I say, trying to have fun with this channel. And that was quite a fun one. Back in the day, back in the day, it was only, 4 months ago? Anyway. Palace Newcastle, so obviously the Pardew influence on Palace against former side Newcastle could be interesting. Cabaye, I'm expecting to do well in that game as well. Pretty dire affair on Monday night last week against Sunderland. I didn't actually watch it myself. I was actually looking at it through the video printer, through the FPL Alerts video printer, and nothing really happened until the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whenever it was, Defoe scored. I should expect Palace to do well and maybe 2-0, let's say. Cabaye, hopefully, with both of them. That's it. I mean, I don't have a massive opinion on that. I just want Cabaye to do well. City Saints, interesting. Obviously, I'm wanting Aguero to come in and do well. Because I've taken the 4-point hit to bring him in. So hopefully he does all right. But time will tell on that one. I'm obviously hoping for KDB actually to fail because I took him out. So I know a lot of you have got De Bruyne, some of you have got Sterling as well. It's just going to be interesting to see how City line up. So I think Silverback as well, and how they line up with Aguero now leading line again. Saints don't really hold up much hope for Southampton away at City. It could be a high-scoring one. Could be 3 or 4 to City. Let's hope so anyway, in terms of fantasy points. Sunderland Stoke. Stoke should win that. Yeah, Sunderland won against Palace, but it was a pretty drab game by all accounts. So, they're not really carrying much momentum, I don't think. Just predict the Stoke win. No interest for me really in that game because I haven't got any of those players in my fantasy team. So skip, move on. And then the big one, the evening game. So at the King Power, Leicester United. Now I am expecting this to be big, very high scoring game. As I've said before, with Leicester being probably the most entertaining team in the league at the moment, it's why they're on top. They'll concede, but then they'll just go out, all guns blazing, and score more than they concede. So that's basically the formula you need to win games and go top of the table. United are coming back, I think. Memphis. It's annoying because I thought he was going to be leading the line with Rooney out and Martial out, but I think Rooney's back and Martial's also 100% now. So where does Memphis fit into all that? I don't know. I know United are pretty solid at the back as well. So, Leicester are going to be pushed to be as attacking as they normally are. But I still think they've got the quality in there with Vardy obviously going for the record and Mahrez, my captain this week, being so creative. He can pretty much tear any defence apart. So, I expect a lot of goals in that game. I'm hoping so anyway. It should be a bit entertaining, at least. Spurs-Chelsea. Now going on to tomorrow's game. So, it's a big one. Spurs obviously flying at the moment, scoring a lot of goals. Kane as well, finally kind of coming back to his former self almost. I expect I don't know, maybe a high scoring draw in that one, like a 2-2, maybe even 3-3. That'd be quite entertaining. Because yeah, Chelsea's defence has been a bit shaky as well. Actually, yeah. So I've got locked in Azpilicueta starting. Already, I'm regretting that because I don't think he's gonna maybe not even play. But yeah, we'll see about that. But anyway, it should be fun. And then West Ham, West Brom. Now, as a Villa fan, I want West Ham to win this one. Although it would be nice if Lanzini doesn't score because I don't really want to see him on the bench with points because that, yeah, it's pretty much no worse feeling when it comes to fantasy when you have a bench that scores a lot of points. Quite annoying, but yeah, I can take that if it means that West Ham beat West Brom. That'd be quite nice. But anyway, going on to Liverpool Swansea, pretty big game. So I did a podcast a few weeks ago with the guys at FanFeud where I bigged up John Joe Shelby as a potential differential or cheap option. And last week he actually kind of finally repaid that and actually did score, but he also got booked and is now suspended for that game. So it was actually quite funny. I don't know how many people would have seen it, but the Premier League, I think, tweeted out something like a big an article about the competition between John Joe Shelby and James Milner. Well, Shelby's not playing, so whoops. That's kind of the pitfalls of scheduling social media content. Anyway, let's not go down that route. And finally, the final game, Norwich Arsenal. I know a lot of you have got Özil and Sanchez as well. So yeah, they could do what they did to Leicester a few weeks ago when they went away and scored 5. Could happen. Özil, obviously with so many assists, is pretty much gold for a lot of FPL managers. I've still not got him myself, but maybe I'll have a look at this game and see just what all the fuss is about. I'm still not 100% convinced because just the past seasons when Arsenal do drop off, they start off like a train, roll over everyone, but then as soon as the winter hits, maybe they get a couple of injuries, maybe the Champions League almost heats up for them, they then, just dip and drop. So yeah, we'll see, but it could be quite interesting. Cool. Let me just double check if I've got any more questions. Changed in the last 30 minutes. Yeah, Tony, good. Changing your captain in the last 30 minutes, always good fun. Yeah, okay, cool. Man United 5-5, says Matthew James. That'd be awesome. Love a high-scoring game. Cool. All right, so I think I've covered basically everything I wanted to in this stream at least. So hopefully I helped, or at least, we had fun talking about your teams. It really helps actually just give an idea of what most people are thinking about. So that's why I've gone differently with a captain pick this week. So going for Mahrez as opposed to Lukaku or Aguero or Özil. So that helps me. So I'm hoping that it helps other people as well. And just a reminder for anyone who's in my league this week, check back onto the YouTube channel later on, either after the game week's finished, because basically the highest scoring team this week in my league will win a t-shirt. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving one of these away, just to give that another plug. This t-shirt specifically can be won. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Good luck for the game week, and thanks a lot for joining FFM Live. I'll speak to you all soon.